First goal of the year goes for the Raiders. First goal of the year goes for the Raiders.
Oh, beautiful shot there. Nicely done. Gets the pin.
How was that beautiful? Onside kick, and it's recovered by Hastings.
And he's rung up for strike 3.
Double alley. Touchdown Raiders.
Taking a cigarette or vape, whatever, do that out in the parking lot, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Veterans Park in Hastings, Minnesota, and Hastings Community Television. We are here at you tonight, coming from a hazy Hastings, Minnesota, for classic Canyon Valley League action between the visiting Miesville Mudhens and the Hastings Hawks. I'm Johnny Stocker. I'm here with Derek Simon to my right. How's it going tonight, Derek?
Going great today. It's been a, like you said, really hazy day, and some of the high school games were canceled today. We're doing air quality and stuff.
Yep, HYA canceled, I believe, all their things locally, but we decided to go on. Let's go through the batting order for the visiting Mudhens. Leading off at shortstop, it is going to be Alex Hendrickson. Batting second, the designated hitter, Matt Vanderbosch. Batting third, the right fielder, Nate Hammes. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Derek Marks. Batting fifth, the catcher, Brock Reinhardt. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Max Morris. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Eddie Piney. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Shannon Ahern. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Caden Wildman. Getting some instructions from the umpires to home plate. We'll go through the Hawks defensively. Around the infield, we've got Evan Krinn at third, Jackson Tessman at shortstop, Jackson Schaefer at second, Mitch Iliff over at first, Jordy Horsch in left, Corey Walters in second, and Jack Nelson out in right. Behind the plate is Noah Paulseth, and taking the bump for the Hawks tonight, Ben Tegland.
McKenna, can you give that to Trey?
See the Hawks getting ready for the game as the umpires go through the ground rules at home plate. The two managers standing out there. We'll be getting underway and having baseball in just a couple minutes. Yeah, hazy day all day today. The air quality in the unhealthy side of things.
And I think if you have allergies, you probably knew this already, so it's no surprise there. But outside of that, it's been a pretty nice day.
Pretty nice day. It's a warm evening. No wind in center field. The flag is hanging straight down. Pretty typical at Vets Park. We don't get a ton of wind out here. Dimensions to the outfield, 335 down the lines, 380 to the power alleys, and 393 to dead center. So it is definitely a pitcher's park for wood bats.
I've talked to many parents here over the years. If you think about it, this field is much deeper down the lines and the power alleys than even Target Field and several major league ballparks. So
you can get a look at the crowd filing in, some people waiting for some snacks at the concession stands, and the Hawks getting ready to take the field. A couple young guys kicking a soccer ball around, getting ready is Benny Tegland on the bump for the Hawks. Ben getting his third start of the season, 13 1/3 innings, 19 hits, 7 runs, a 4.73 ERA, 1-1 record. Ben stepped in pretty nicely to that number 3 pitching role for the Hawks behind Jordan Jeske and Tommy Ritt.
Taking the spot of veteran Ben Bunshu in the order, or the pitching order, I should say, and he's done a nice job, as you said earlier.
Yep, the two Bunshus, Ben and Max, both not playing this year, so there were plenty of innings to be had, and a few guys have been stepping up and doing a nice job. We'll see if we may see some more of those later on this evening.
Well, with the schedule break we're going to have here for a week, we might see 3 or 4 pitchers, like you say, in here tonight. I think Jeske will probably get in, and possibly we may see another pitcher or two, depending on how long Ben goes to start the game.
Okay. That is, the warm-ups are done, and we are ready for baseball. Alex Hendrickson, recent graduate, I believe, of Hastings. Is that correct, Derek?
Yeah, one of the couple. Or he's got another year of high school left. That's correct. Yeah.
First pitch from Benny is on the corner for strike one, and we are underway. 7:36 first pitch tonight. 0-1 delivery catches the knees at the corner for strike two.
See what the youngsters in the lineup think tonight, but I don't think they'll be overpowered by the speed, but they're not used to the control most of these guys throw.
0-2 delivery misses a bit high, 1-2, perhaps a bit off the outside corner of the plate. And that one is shot out to third base. Evan Kryn throws over, and there's Mitch Iliff making his first play in a Hawks uniform as he makes a nice scoop for the first out of the inning. Thanks to those of also that are listening to our internet broadcast. Just be aware that we are broadcasting this game live on YouTube, on courtesy of our friends at HCTV. So feel free to switch over to that if you wish, or if you're in the car or on the boat. Hey, we're happy to have you. We're happy to have you on the internet as well. So first pitch to the Mudhens veteran Matt Vanderbosch, designated hitter tonight, is outside for ball one. And down low.
Should also say now our partnership's expanded this year even more. We're looking at having a handful of probably 5 or 6 games on TV this year. So a big thank you to HCTV.
Yep, always do a spectacular job out here, as you'll be able to see from yourself from watching. That one catches the inside corner, 2-1. We did have 6 scheduled, but I believe I was just talking to Hunter that one of the games they were planning to come out for has been canceled. So 5 or 6 still, quite a few chances to catch them on TV. That one is chopped out towards second base. Schaefer has it, throws across to Iliff, and there are 2 away.
Schaefer, one of the 6 Hawks in the lineup tonight. It's a Hastings grown Hawk. And I don't like this guy kicking my chalk all around already.
Derek was in there chalking, and here comes Nate Hemeth sitting at the very back of the right-handed batter's box. First pitch is down low, ball one.
Tony and Adam actually did most of the chalking tonight, and it looks really nice out there. Tony Kaiser does a great job.
Yeah, hopefully you can get shots of how that pit is up in the air towards center field. Hit pretty well. Racing over is Walters, and caught. That's Walters that came up with the ball out there. Nice running play by Corey into the gap.
New Hawk Jack Nelson was right there from right as well. Either one of them could have made the play, I think.
Yep, that's kind of why I paused for a second, because I thought somebody came up with it, but I wasn't sure which one. And there it is. They almost crossed each other up, but Corey manages to put it away. Nice play by him. And it's got to be comfortable for a pitcher like Ben Tegland having that kind of speed in the outfield.
Sure, a pitcher's friend having Corey out there, and now Jack. Like when Corey's not around, Jack's filled in nicely in center field, putting him in right. It's just a great luxury to have for the team.
Yeah, new recruit for the Hawks, and he's been a revelation. Corey was forced to miss a couple games, and Jack came in and really picked up the slack. Hit a big 3-run home run out in Cannon Falls to crack that game open and lead the Hawks to a big CCVL win. 2-2 in conference, 6-6 overall are the Hawks.
Jack's only played in 4 games, and he has 7 RBIs to lead the team. So that says a lot offensively, but I think his real value to the team is going to be defensively in that outfield.
Absolutely, and if you can do both, then all the better. You can see the Hawks getting ready to hit there. We'll get the batting. Here's the batting order for your Hastings Hawks. Leading off in center fielder, Corey Walters. Just made that play out in center. Batting second in right field, the aforementioned Jack Nelson. Jackson Schaefer at second base, batting third. Jackson Tessman at shortstop. Blake Warner DHing tonight. Mitch Iliff, recent Hastings graduate, getting his first appearance in a Hawks uniform. He's over at first base. Evan Krinn over at third. Noah Paulseth behind the plate, and Jordy Horsch, the veteran, out in left field.
And again, most of those guys are they're either Hastings grads or teammates of former Hastings grads, generally.
A couple guys, Noah Paulseth from Apple Valley, but he met some of these guys in college. And here's the defensive alignment for the Mudhens. Around the infield, Morris at third, Hendrickson at shortstop, Piney at second, Marks over at first base, Ahern in left, Wildman in center, Hamison right. Behind the plate is Reinhardt, and on the mound, Jonathan Horn, who will come to the stretch and pitch to the leadoff batter, Corey Walters. First pitch to Corey is down low and outside, ball one.
Corey's have a real nice start to the year, hitting .324. 4 doubles, 3 triples already, 6 runs driven in.
Yeah, great speed at the top of the lineup and extra base power to go along with it, as well as always playing a great center field, getting better and better out there every year, as that one is on the corner for a strike, 1-1.
I think this is clearly the best lineup we've had in my 7 years of being with the team.
Yeah, there's definitely there's definitely depth up and down the lineup. There's not really a lot of easy outs there. Oh, there's Ryan Hansen coming into the ballpark. And that one is outside, 2-1 to Corey. Crowd filling in very nicely for this Wednesday evening game. Always have a good crowd. Two-one delivery to Walters. And there's a cut and a miss, strike two.
Yeah, having the Mudhens come in, it'd be nice if we could have a Sunday or Friday night game. You can capitalize on the crowd a little bit more.
That would be preferable. Everybody be able to have a little bit more fun and cut loose. And as it is, a lot of people having to go to work tomorrow, so.
But as you said, it's filling in pretty nicely.
2-2 to Corey. And that is outside, 3-2. Good take there.
Your leadoff hitter is taking a lot of pitches, seeing pitches, letting his bench see some pitches. I have not seen Horn pitch before myself. Get an idea of what he throws.
Payoff pitch coming from the lefty. And swing and a miss, strike three. So Walters is down on strikes.
Now batting number 15, Jack Nelson.
And you get a replay of that. Looks like that had a little bit of downward movement or a little sweep to it to get Corey over the top of that pitch. And here's Jack Nelson. And lifts the first pitch out to center field. Hit pretty well, going back into center field, and that is going to be over his head. Nelson checking in at second base with a stand-up double. So Nelson continues his hot start for the Hawks.
He's just been unbelievable. His slugging percentage was .923.
And that'll go up with that one.
And now it'll go up even a little bit more. Just an amazing start for Jack. 6 for 14 now as a Hawk.
Yeah, that ball just seems to, he's not a huge guy, but that ball just seems to carry when he hits it. Gets those arms extended. So here comes Schaefer. Schaefer hitting really well for the Hawks as well. He is hit safely in every single game this year when I was looking at my stats. That one is hit pretty well to left, but that is being tracked out there and put away for out number 2. That is Ahern out and left.
Yeah, Schaefer was hitting 400 even before that at bat. 18 for 45, so. And hitting 400 is only third on the team right now, so.
I believe he does lead the team in hits, if I'm not mistaken, with those 18.
Correct.
And here comes Tessman. Go ahead, Derek.
Sorry, 455 for Jackson Tessman. 10 for 22.
First pitch to Tessie is a curveball, misses high, ball one.
As you like to call these two the Jackson 2, but they've just completely changed this lineup for the Hawks.
And technically, Jack Nelson goes by Jack, but he's a Jackson as well, so we could call it the Jackson 3 if we really wanted to.
Could do that, I suppose.
And that one is a swing and a miss, strike 2. You know, the guy in River Falls actually said that Jackson 2 line without me saying anything to him about it, so it's catching on. It's catching fire.
All right, double play combination right now as well.
1-1 to Tessman. High and away.
Just two great all-around players who they field their positions nearly flawlessly.
And that's such a big thing in town ball. I mean, you've got to field the ball first. Hitting is great, but if you can't field the ball, you're not going to win a lot of games. And they've really shored up the middle of that infield. That's going to be fouled off to the right. 2-2. Oh, yeah, Freedom Boat Club out sponsoring the foul balls for us tonight, so thanks to them for that. Give them a little shout on the air. Two to Tessman. And that catches the outside corner, strike 3, and Tessman is retired. So the Hawks get a 1-out double, but cannot advance him. We are through 1 inning, scoreless ball game. Get another look at that here. And just breaking ball right at the belt on the outside corner. I think Tessman thought it may have been a little bit outside, but it looked like a pretty good pitch there.
1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base.
Horn threw 13 pitches in the first inning, 3 more than Ben. Like you say, Hawks leave that runner at second base.
Get a few more shots of the crowd filling in down the fence along the lines.
They have over 360 clubs
Enjoying
worldwide,
the ball game tonight. Benny Teglin takes his warm-up for the second inning. And as you can see, the crowd filling in pretty well behind home plate.
No additional cost to you. You got your startup joiner's fee, and then you've got the monthly fee.
Got pretty much a row going on the way down towards the right field corner where a lot of people like to stand out in the corner.
So if you're looking at wanting to
Some
own
cars
a boat,
down there.
Want to go through the hassles of owning a boat,
See a few guys, a few people outside that was a few people sitting outside the Hawks dugout, and then you can kind of see the window where I'm waving right in the back there. See a couple of veterans there. Nick Horsch and Jordan Jeske getting the guys warmed up in the outfield.
May see both of them later in the game, you never know.
There's one of our cameramen out there. That's Will. That's Will Saline out there. How's it going, Will?
Thanks for being out there, and hopefully there's not too many bugs out there for Will.
Yeah, it's been a buggy spring out here so far. I think everybody's had that experience though around town. Here comes the big man, Derek Marks, former Hawk. Went to Miesville several years back now.
Always one guy who can put it out of this park.
Absolutely, and I've seen it more than one occasion, even though I've only been around a few years. First pitch to him is away, ball 1.
Just a big guy. He's kind of imposing standing out there in the batter's box even.
One 0 pitch is down and in, ball 2. Quick 1-2-3 inning for Teglin, only 10 pitches thrown. Back to work here in the second. And that breaking ball is going to be in there for strike 1. Good to see Ben doing well. Good kid. And that one is right out to third base. Kryn taps at the ball a couple times into his glove and fires across to Iliff. 1 away. Shout out to Ben's dad, Pete, out there. If he's watching on TV, he's probably in the stands somewhere, I'm sure, actually.
Might be down the right field line even. Most of us call him the GOAT.
The GOAT?
That's what we call Pete. Just one of those people that I don't think there's a person in the world that dislikes Pete. Wonderful human being.
And that one is up in the air in foul territory. Evan Kryn is over there chasing, and he won't get to it. It's going to be over the fence by a couple feet. Of course, he dubbed my color man Derek Lefty, so that's
bring those over to concession.
First person
His
I
nickname
coached
among
baseball
the
with,
Teglin
yeah.
family. Yep. So that's always what's fun when you coach guys all the way up from little kids and you get to see them play at this level.
Yep,
Always enjoyable.
I coached our pitcher when he was 8 years old.
0-1 pitch is down low for a ball, 1-1. And Benny looking for the sign. I think he's got what he likes. And it's a breaking ball, fouled off 1-2. And of course, no Paul Seth behind the plate. Can't say enough about him and the game he calls back there either. I talked to some of the vets on the team, just for a young guy, how impressed they are with the type of game he calls. I think Jeske said when he was down in Red Wing, he shook him off. Maybe the only times he ever shook him off were called shakes. That was grounded to Eiliff at first base. That's going to be a fair ball. He'll take it himself, and Reinhardt chooses not to run down the line. He'll be retired.
And that's just not right. You run out to first base. I don't care where you hit the ball.
So
Speaking of Noah, he's a great defensive catcher all around. Like you say, great at calling the game, and he's very good behind the plate defensively.
So here's Morris, the third baseman. And curveball in there for a strike. Breaking ball, tapper right back to Benny. Throw over in another 1-2-3 inning for Ben Teglin. So good start for him so far. We are through 1.5. Scoreless ball game.
6 up, 6 down on 20 pitches, 10 in the first and 10 in the second.
Yep. Good job by him so far. The thing about Ben is he's under control. He's always, like I say, he's not going to blow you away, but he's always around the plate. He's not going to give up a lot of free passes. We can check the stats on it while we have a minute here. Walks. 7 walks in 13 innings. Honestly, more than I thought he would have. I think maybe that game in that championship game against Forest Lake, they had one heck of a lineup there. They kind of made his pitching stats look a little bit worse. They were they could hit like 1 to 9 that lineup.
Yeah, I think he might have struggled a little bit with the walks that day, but like you say, usually he's around the plate, and a lot of times he knocks the ball down he throws a low pitch, let off speed,
And you can
gets
see
him to roll over.
Get a good look at Ben there, heading back into the bullpen. We've got another one of our cameramen there. It's Seth out there.
Say hello. Wave at the camera.
How's it going, Seth? Good to see you. Thanks, guys. And we want to send a shout out to one of our cameramen who's not here, Ian Andrusak, who had an accident, suffered a broken kneecap, I believe. So he is going to be, and shoulder, so he's going to be out of commission for the whole summer. So if he's watching out there, best wishes to Ian, usually the leader of this camera crew and Hunter's right-hand man. So get well soon. We miss you out here.
Yeah, Ian, hopefully you're watching and doing okay, and we do miss you out here. When you get healthy, come out here and do another story with the Hawks. That's still my favorite story.
Yeah, that was a fun one. The man on the street profile. So here comes the lefty, Blake Warner, known well by the man to my right, Derek.
Pretty good start.
Pretty good start. Not too shabby for him. What is he, 7 for 13?
That was, he is 11 for 21.
Oh, I shortchanged him. 11 for 21. First pitch is outside. Coming off a second-team all-conference season for NAIA Viterbo University in lacrosse.
Yep, it's hard to get on the first team when Bellevue's in your conference. Team that goes to the World Series every year.
Second pitch is a breaking ball over the plate for strike 1.
But another lefty-lefty matchup here.
And that is fouled off to the left and it's going to get out of play.
Got a chance to talk to him the other day. Said obviously he's seen the ball pretty well, and not only the high average, but making contact pretty often. Just the one strikeout so far.
1-2 inside, 2-2.
Hopefully I didn't just jinx him there, but
Well, I'm going to call you out if you do.
lots of singles though. We'll see if we can lengthen a few out here tonight.
And that is just high. Good take there. I believe, is that Cole Benson down there coaching first? Yep, looks like Cole is out coaching at first base, and Sean Matson over at third in his normal position. That one is fouled off to the left, and it's going to land on the warning track, but no chance for everybody to get over there. Quite a bit of foul territory here at Vets down the first and third base line.
Defensive swing there. I think it was ball four, but didn't want to take a strike three looking.
There's a skip. Sean Matson. That one is sharply up the middle, and there's another base hit for Warner. Second hit of the evening for the Hawks, and they have a leadoff base runner.
Yeah, this Hawks lineup is just really improved. The depth is so much better than it had been previously. And I mean, we got guys like Benson and Flynn, Greeter, not even in the lineup tonight.
And you can tell that's one of the things we talked about on Sunday. We'll talk after this at bat, as Mitch Iliff steps in, getting his first at bat as a Hawk. Recent Hastings High graduate, as we said, hits one out to left field, and that is being tracked and put away for out number one. So first pitch swinging and a fly ball to left.
Senior, I don't think he had any home runs this year, but he does have home run power, a good addition to the team.
Hit .394 in his senior year for the Raiders, so nothing to sneeze at there.
Not at all. And Blake coached him in summer ball in high school, and just one of his favorite kids he ever coached. So highly recommended signing him.
Here's Evan Kryn, another guy who's on the bench sometimes, but a very good power bat, good eye at the plate. His on-base percentage is in the 400 range, batting average around 250. And fights that one off. Strike one, 1-1.
He's got the power to get out of the park, but he's also a guy who will walk a fair amount.
The closest thing the Hawks have to the three true outcome hitter. He will strike out, but he does take a lot of walks. And that one is inside, 2-1. I think pretty conservative strike zone so far today. I think it's been pretty on target as far as I'm concerned. 2-1 to Evan. Just taps that foul. Gets a piece of it. 2-2. And again, thanks to everybody that's listening on the Podbean app. Just a reminder that this game is being broadcast on Hastings Community Television. You can go to YouTube and search for Hastings Hawks if you want to get a video stream of that game with this same call accompanying it. And that one is into left field for a base hit. So kind of a just little defensive swing there too, just dumping it right past the shortstop. And the Hawks have something going here with one out in the second. Now bring up Noah Paulseth, the catcher. As we said, his defense and game calling is the main reason he's in there, but Noah can hit a little bit too.
Hitting .214 so far this year, 3 for 14, scored a couple runs.
Had a big hit in the game down in Miesville off the scoreboard that really opened things up for the Hawks a couple years ago. And that one is up high, ball one.
After that winning streak Miesville had going for quite a while, the Hawks now have won 3 out of the last 4, and the last 2 they swept the Mudhens last year.
Got a sweep last year, so that was a lot of fun for the guys, that's for sure. And away, ball 2. It had definitely been several years to that point. The Hawks had been rebuild after Derek Marks left for Miesville. There was quite a period of rebuilding there with a lot of young guys, and you're starting to see the fruits of that patience and that labor as those young guys are getting into their mid-20s and really cracking the ball all over the place as Noah takes that one high and away, ball 3, 3-0.
Making it a little more attractive place to play, and a lot of them, frankly, coach these guys coming up now, too.
So 3-0 to Noah. We'll see if he offers. And it's up high, ball 4, so they are loaded up with one away, and that'll bring up Jordy Horsch. So Horn loses his zone a little bit, walking the 8-batter on 4 pitches.
Jordy's had a nice start to the year here. He's hitting .238, 5 for 21. But another one of those veteran guys who knows where to play in left field. And
Also, at pinch hitting appearance, he didn't get the start down in Canada, but had a pinch hitting appearance and drove a double to really open up that big 6 after the home run. Made it 4-0. The big 5-run following inning that really put the game on the shelf and let everybody put their feet up a little bit. Outside, 1-0. And that's on the corner. Strike one, 1-1. Bases loaded, 1 out for the Hawks here. Bottom 2, scoreless ball game.
Miesville's got the corners in. Of course, up the middle, they're looking to turn the double play.
1-1 swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Like he was just trying to shoot it into the ground in between first and second. Maybe, get the runner from third in.
You have, like you say, the pretty big hole on the right side of the infield for him to shoot at. Mark's playing in front of the runner. And that one is fouled off, and that's going to get out of play. We'll try it again at 1-2.
Bit of defensive swing again there, but the guy's able to put the bat on the ball, live to see the next pitch.
Get a ball on my side. I can. There's some young children that are like run to get the ball. So
1-2 to Jordy. And just a little pop up, and that's going to get out of play. Here you can see a couple of youngsters chasing a ball for a buck. Yeah, it looks like we might have a little wrestling match out there over that one. Not yet. No, they were just chasing each other. 1-2. And that one is to the right side. Bobbled a little bit, and everybody is going to be safe. So I think you got to score that an error on, I believe that's Piney out there at second, correct?
Correct. And I would still give an RBI there to Jordy.
Oh, yes. That's, you know what? I think that's fair.
You can't assume a double play, and I don't think you can get one off of that.
Good call, Derek. I think that's how I'm going to mark it down. And here comes Corey Walters. Base is still loaded, only 1 out, and Hawks have a run in now, taking a 1-0 lead early in this ball game. First pitch is inside, ball 1. Corey holding the hand up to Evan to not take off from third as the ball didn't get out of the left-handed batter's box.
So with that ground out, Jordy with the RBI, Blake came around to score. Everybody else moves up a base.
1-0. And fouled straight back. Had the timing on that one. The ball's going to roll basically right back to Horn on the mound. And he'll throw it to the ump to check the ball. Evan Kren, you can see, standing on third base. So, long look in, 1-1 to Walters. And that catches the inside corner, strike through. As Bruce and Derek were just having a little decision about how to score that game. I think basically that would be a fielder's choice type situation, but the runner just bobbled it to allow everybody to reach. Horsch does get the RBI in that case. For those of you that keep track of that sort of thing. 1-2 to Corey. And swing and a miss, so Corey goes down and strikes for the second time. And that'll bring up Jack Nelson, doubled in the first. Ducks and get another look at this pitch here. Pretty similar to the one he used the first time to get him. Might have been a little bit more up in the zone. So see if Nelson can stay hot. Chance to... And that's fouled off to the left and out of play. Chance to give the Hawks a crooked number here with something to the outfield.
Just watching the boys back there in the grass looking for that dollar, and that one was hit so far back they took a couple steps and stopped.
Probably rolled back into the woods.
And may have been in there in the fly.
Lefty-lefty matchup, 0-1. And cut and a miss, strike 2. Horn's got the pitch he likes now, 0-2 to Nelson. And fouled back.
0-2, we went right after him. Didn't throw anything down in the dirt or anything there. Just fired right back out.
Nope, challenged him with a high fastball, trying to get him past him, but
The amount has gone to
Jack able to get the bat on it. Follow it straight back. Oh-2. And swing and a miss. Get him fooled on that one. So the Hawks load him up with one out, but only managed to push across one run. We are through 2 innings. Hawks take the lead, 1-0.
Bit of a missed opportunity there, but we did get the lead, and Horn up to 44 pitches now. Ben's at 20 through 2 innings.
Yeah, good job by Horn. After the bottom of the lineup got run across, bases loaded and one out with the top of the lineup coming up. You think you can like to be able to push more across there, but Horn toughened up and got those 2 big strikeouts.
In the hole, Katie Williams.
All right, a good look at our new scoreboard there. 44 with the pitch count. 44 for Horn, 20 for Benny Teglin through 2 innings, so very efficient so far for him.
And that's why it's so important that a guy like Jordy's able to put that ball out there in the dirt and get a run in.
Absolutely, yep, that's the thing. Yeah, just
otherwise it's a tie ball game.
$3 admission for adults. Kids are free. Veterans, you guys are free as well. So just
veteran play, like you say, just getting the bat on the ball and putting it somewhere and making them, making them make a play. Wasn't going to be a double play ball regardless. I don't think it was just a little bit too slow.
A little slow, and over on the first base side of Piney, he would have to turn, throw a longer ball to short, and then throw it back to first with, Jordy's still got pretty decent speed run down to
his
first.
play in that situation may have been to first anyway if he'd come up with it cleanly.
That may be true as well.
Speaking of that, Piney will lead off this inning for the Mudhens. 7-8-9 due up. Piney, Ahern, and Wildman. I'm saying Wildman, even though I would prefer if his name was pronounced Wildman. I kind of doubt it is.
Paulson starting behind the plate tonight, but Jake Sanquist out there warming up our pitcher. And
Jake's pants are dirty somehow. I'm not sure how when he's not playing, but...
Well, Jake, being Jake, had quit the conversation down there with the umpire for about 3-4 minutes. So.
Jake Sanquist's conversations are quite famous, and he is quite a character.
He's a beauty.
We do enjoy hanging out with Jake. First pitch from Teglin. The curveball is in there for a strike to Piney. 0-1.
Big thing with Ben's just keeping that pitch down in the zone, I think.
And away. Piney does look slight up there, but he does have some pop in the bat.
Played a lot of center field and shortstop for the Raiders.
That catches the outside corner, strike 2. Another good pitch from Benny.
Bit of frame job on that one from Noah as well, as he kind of moved that glove in a little bit.
Maybe stole that one a little bit. 1-2 is down. 2-2. And there's a little chopper out to third. Kryn has it, throw across, and gets the speedy Piney. Nice strong throw by Kryn there. So 6 groundouts in the first 7 batters for Ben Teglin.
Yeah, like as I said, if he's throwing that off speed and keeping it down, he's just having everybody beat it right in the dirt. You don't have to strike out a bunch of guys.
So here comes Ahern. The only other out was that fly out deep to center that was flagged down by Walters to end the first inning. That one is fouled off to the left, strike 1. Oh, 1 is inside, 1-1. 1-1 to Ahern. He is tapped foul down the first baseline. The first base coach will pick that up. I don't know if you're technically supposed to do that, but it was not going to come back fair.
It wasn't going to, but what happens if it was starting to hit back? I'm not sure.
If it's behind the bag, that's one thing, of course.
Sure.
1-2. And that is chopped to Kryn, who won't be able to make the play on that one. That would have been a tough play tough ball to short hop. I think that's. What do you think, Derek? Hit or an error?
Yeah, probably a hit. I think so. I think that's a hit. It's a tough play. It was in his glove, but he had to move over. I mean,
he had to move over. He was going to have to short hop that ball in order to make a play on it.
We're not the majors.
Breaking ball just missed a little bit high, I believe, to Caden Wildman, center fielder.
Hopefully Miesville gets one solid hit off of Ben at some point here, so we don't regret him having
that
one
one
hit.
There it is right there, and that one is going to drop into the corner, and that's going to be 4 extra bases. Jordy is retrieving it, and Ahern will check in at third, and that'll be a 1-out double. So we'll get another look at that, see if he left that one up in the zone a little bit, as you were referring to him, keeping everything down.
Alex Hendrickson.
We'll turn over the lineup to Hendrickson.
I'm just joking.
Mudhens have a threat going now with 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. Ball down in the dirt, good block by Paul Seth. Hendrickson grounded out in the 1st inning. Curveball just misses outside, 2-0. Two-0 pitch. That one's down low. Ball 3. Hawks are playing about even with the bag on the corners. Middle infield maybe a step in. That one's on the corner at the belt. Strike 1. 3-1. And that one is chopped foul down the first baseline, just barely foul.
Mitchell was over at first, and he kind of looked like he knew it was foul and gave up on it.
Yeah,
but,
I think
it was hard to tell from here.
Yep, I think it was outside. The first base coach is standing right there and gave no argument, and umpire called it right away. We're just kind of a funny angle with the backstop here. Payoff pitch coming. And that is down low, ball 4. So bases will now be loaded with 1 out. Same situation the Hawks were in the bottom of the 2nd. They managed to push 1 across, and let's see what the Mudhens can do here with a Vanderbosch stepping up. Vanderbosch grounded to 2nd in the 1st inning.
So now the middle infield back and the corners backed up a step or two, at least at 3rd for sure.
That one's high and away, ball 1. So right around the zone all night, Tiglin lost the last batter, starts out 1-0 here. And there's a chopper to second base, over for 1, and double play, 4-6-3. So the infield helping out Benny there and getting him out of a jam. And we're through 2.5, 1-0 Hawks.
Huge play there by Benny T to throw that.
Taylor made, bounce right up the middle. So greeting Ryan Hansen, who's just stopping up to the booth to say hi. So sorry for the dead space there, but we got to say hi to Ryan and family. Also see Brian Schomer out there to get a look at the Hens dugout. Hopefully you get a good shot of the field, all the work that's been done on the field this year. It's looking better than ever as far as I'm concerned. So shout out to Tony Kaiser and junior groundskeeper Adam Simon for all the work they've done to really make this a destination park as far as I'm concerned. I mean, infield dirt looks smooth, the smoothest it ever has. We had 2 inches of rain last Saturday at our 14 AA tournament, and it would have been playable, they figured, 2 to 3 hours later because everything's been maintained so well. So just a bang-up job by everybody involved. Thanks to Minnesota Sodding Company that came out and helped us. The group that helped laser level the field, I wish I had their name in front of me, but they do have advertisements hanging in both dugouts. So if you're ever down at Vets, you can check that out.
Basically, it's a lot of people with a lot of work, and thanks to people who spend their money in the concession stand that we can afford to do this.
Absolutely. Yes, that's correct. That is correct. So thank you very much to everybody that is out here tonight, everybody that supports the youth games, comes out here and spends money, everybody that comes out to see the Hawks. Every penny we make out here goes right back into this ball field. We're all volunteering and just trying to make this experience as good as we can. So, soapbox over. Let's start the bottom of the third inning. Jackson Schaefer coming up to the plate. Takes the first pitch for a strike. He flew out in the first inning. And that is popped up. Piney is under it and has it. One away.
Center fielder definitely had Jackson shaved over about 2-3 steps to left field, so they are playing the guys to pull a little bit off of Horn. As you can see as well, same thing with Tessman here now, is he's over probably 3, 4, maybe even 5 steps.
Yep, third baseman is definitely a couple steps close to the line. Good observation there. First pitch is away, ball 1. And there you said, like you say, you know your pitcher's tendencies and you try to shade yourself towards that. If he likes to pitch in or out. And that's away, ball 2, 2-0. He was, speaking of that, he was working Tessman away on those first 2 pitches. A couple of outside breaking balls. And misses outside there with fastball, 3-0. Up high, so 4-pitch walk to Tessman. Second of the evening for Horn. Tessman, not a guy that walks a lot. He's a pretty free swinger. That's his 3rd of the season.
Doesn't strike out a whole lot either. Even pretty much every time he comes up to the plate, he's going to hit the ball somewhere.
Here comes Warner. Came around, singled and came around to score last inning. That one is hit sharply, but well fouled down the third baseline.
Ooh, they're going to earn that dollar.
Yeah, if they want $1 for that, they're going to have to go have some bug and tick spray to get that one. It's fouled off into the woods.
That hit the first time through the order, Blake, up to 545 now.
And that one is fouled straight back.
So 2 pretty good swings, but now down 0-2, and it's going to be a battle here.
Yep, Warner lefty-lefty matchup's going to have to fight from behind. And through the hole for another base hit. It looked like Tessman was took a couple steps as if to fake a steal there, but held up for a split second, even though the ball was on the ground. In any event, Warner shoots it through the hole, and he's 2 for 2.
If nothing else, you got to make them make a throw, and it's a throw they're gonna, at this level, make 99 out of 100 times. But
absolutely, yep.
That 100th time.
So here's Iliff. 2 on, 1 out. Takes one down and away, ball 1. Iliff flew out to left on the first pitch he saw as a Hawk in the second inning.
I was going to say that as well. As it was first pitch, maybe got a little nerves out on that swing, and see what Mitch can do here.
1-0 is through for a base hit past the second baseman. Rounding third and coming in is Tessman, and the Hawks lead it 2-0. So Iliff gets his first base hit and his first RBI as a Hawk.
2 firsts out and 1 swing there. Like I said earlier, Blake, who was batting right in front of him, coached him as a 10th grader, and it was Blake was one of the guys who said, this is one of the guys we need to sign.
5th hit for the Hawks. And that'll bring up Evan Kryn, who singled his first time up. And big cut and a miss by Evan, strike 1. Nice season so far for Kryn.
He's had a pretty good game in the infield, too. Had that one that kind of popped out of his glove, but he's made a lot of plays over there. And if Sean's comfortable from at third, he's going to keep getting a lot of playing time.
That's one place the Hawks in the high and tight, ball 1. The Hawks have really been pretty good around the field. The one place where they've been struggling is finding a third baseman. A lot of their errors have come out of that third base position over the last few weeks. So, yeah, Kryn has been kind of a bench guy in CCVL play lately, but if he can hold down that forward, he might get a lot more starts in the weeks to come. There's just a little pop-up, and that's going to be right back to the pitcher Horn for out number 2. Just kind of got that off the handle a little bit, I think.
And Noah Paulseth will come up here again with 2 outs.
Noah walked back in the second.
See if Noah can get on base here, and we'll probably get a courtesy runner for the catcher, especially with 2 outs.
Horn looks back, and the pitch is down in the dirt. Good block back there. It's ball 1.
Paulseth, another guy who will take a lot of pitches. Doesn't have a walk yet with the Hawks, but just 14 at-bats. He hasn't been hit by a pitch.
He did that a bunch last year before he had his arm went a little bit dead on him, missed this last half of the season. That's why Sandquist got to play a lot behind the plate. And pitch is up high, ball 2.
That's why it's always nice to have at least 3 catchers if you have that luxury, right?
Yep, Will Smoot, another guy who's played 1 game with the Hawks. They're looking to get him more action. He's also playing over in River Falls, so splitting a little bit of time this year, so we might not see him. These 2 guys, Sandquist and Paulseth, they're probably going to get most of the – it's almost been in every other rotation, honestly. 2-1 to Noah. Sandy Moore better with the bat, Paulseth better behind the plate. And check swing, but called strike 2, 2-2.
Well, then, with any luck, we'll hopefully have another guy in the pipeline at catcher and Johnny T.
Yep, Johnny. Yep, Ben's little brother is just finished his junior year this year. I think I've heard the guys talk for about 4 years how they're excited to have him on the team. Everybody loves Johnny. Oh, and that one just gets away and hits Paulseth in the hip there.
Hawks got the bases loaded again here with 2 outs now in the 3rd inning.
So, yeah, Jordy's second opportunity in as many innings with the bases loaded. So Noah's reached base twice now on a walk and a hit by pitch. Jordy, who managed to induce that, he didn't do a fielder's choice, we'll call it. Error at second, he was safe on the play, but got the first RBI of the game, and the first pitch to him is up high for a ball.
And they're not running for Noah right now, so...
Only 3rd inning, Hawks completing their second trip through the lineup, so good sign there.
Chard brought in the first run here in the last inning.
That one's right down Broadway, strike 1. You see Brian Schomer coming back for some popcorn, and Adeline Hansen's got a Dairy Queen Dilly Bar. Tasty treats in the concessions tonight. 1-1 down low and in the dirt, 2-1. Long look in and 2-1 delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Bases loaded. 2 down here. Bottom 3. Hawks leading this one 2-0 early. And that one is on the corner. Strike 3 called. So Jordy goes down on strikes. Hawks leave him loaded again, but do push across a run. We are through 3 innings, and the score is 2-0. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back with you on Hastings Community Television with more Hawks baseball.
There's 3 left on base. The Hawks extend their lead.
At Hastings Community TV, we have been telling the story of Hastings since 1983. By supporting HCTV, you are supporting weekly live high school sports coverage, community events, original shows like Take a Hike Mike, Man on the Street, Aprons Optional, and Around the Mic. You are also contributing to coverage for school events, graduation, prom, school board meetings, and the student-run broadcast journalism course, The Echo.
HCTV is your one-stop shop for all things local government. This coverage includes city council and other local government meetings, forums, PSAs, local news packages, and so much more.
HCTV also provides virtual alternatives to in-person viewing for notable events around Hastings. We make all of our content viewable to everyone by putting it on TV, YouTube, Facebook, and our website for on-demand viewing.
With more and more people cutting cable each year, a major source of our funding is continuing to decline. Your support is vital to keeping our small nonprofit sustainable. If you would like to give a donation, you can go to hastingstv.org/donate. To learn about our sponsorship program, where your business will be recognized in our programming, check out hastingstv.org/sponsors.
Hey, welcome back for the top of the 4th inning. Nate Hammis leading things off against Ben Teglin. That one slipped out of his hand a little bit, and Hammis ducks out of the way for ball 1. Top 4 Hawks leading at 2-0. And that pitch to Hammis is on the outside corner for a strike.
Once you make him duck out of the way, then you just throw that deuce over in the outside corner for a strike.
There you go, whether you intended to or not, set him up a little bit on that one. And that one tries the outside corner again, but I think missed a little bit too far outside. Ball rolling back to the backstop, and Marks is going to pick it up, toss it back to the ump. 2-1.
Hammis, another longtime Mudhen player who took a year or 2 off and is back in their lineup.
2-1 down low, 3-1. And that one misses outside, so Hammis walks to lead off the 4th inning for Miesville. Bring up the dangerous Derek Marks to the plate. Grounded out his first time up.
Like you said earlier, Marks could tie this here with one swing of the bat. So I'm sure Ben's going to want to keep the ball down. See if we can get one into the ground against Marks.
And first pitch is in there for a strike. Hammis bluffed a move down to second base, but stayed put. Look in and look over by Teglin. He's got his sign. Away, ball 1, 1-1.
Looked for just a split second there like Noah thought about throwing down to first behind the runner, but decided not to.
Yeah, after he delivers, Hammis taking a big, jumping lead after the ball comes out. And pretty good arm back there from Noah. Playing with fire a little bit if you do that. And that one gets away, and Hammis will advance to second on that play.
It's a little too far outside that.
A little
time.
bit too far outside into the left-handed batter's box with perhaps a slider that just slid a little bit too much.
Just say, though, if that's a little closer, Noah has the arm to fire down to second.
And he was up on his haunches a little bit. I think he had his eye out, and he was going to do that at some point if he got a good pitch to handle. And that is popped foul, and that's going to get over us and out of play.
Straight back behind the press box.
I believe it. Yep, it cleared the entire press box. Didn't hear it clunk down on top of us. 2-2 to Marks. Long look in for the signal. And here comes the pitch. And there's a roller out to second base. Schaefer has it and throw across. Runner will advance on the play. So there's that wild pitch, taking a possible double play out of order there. And Hamas is now at third base with only one out.
Productive out there for Miesville, though, moving the runner up there.
Here's Reinhardt. And that one is hit sharply to right field and hooking foul.
Just look, it just cleared the fence.
Yeah, but did it clear the? I couldn't tell if it did it clear the
foul.
fence or one hop the fence. It was hit pretty sharply and on a line. Yeah, our party parents out in the corner had to scramble a little bit to get out of the way of that one. And it's just ends up being a loud strike, 0-1. Breaking ball is up high, ball 1-1. And fouled off to the left, not a play. It's like Ben tied him up on the hands a little bit with that pitch.
Yep, got inside on the handle there a little bit. You spun one foul past the dugout.
1-2. And that one is down and away, 2-2. Breaking ball up high, 3-2.
Big pitch here for Ben. Just throw your pitch. If he puts it out there and gets one run in, no big deal.
Payoff pitch, and that one hangs up high for ball 4. So second walk of the inning for Teglin. I believe that is going to be his third overall in 4 innings.
Number 2, Max Morris.
Got through the first 2 innings clean, 1-2-3. Ran into a little trouble in the third, but was bailed out by an inning double play with the bases loaded.
Okay.
Now walked a couple of batters around a ground out. First and third, only one out, and Max Morris, the third baseman, stepping in. That one is on the corner for a strike.
See if we can get Morris to ground in the double play like he did Vanderbosch, as you said last inning.
Just setting up the double play with that walk. That's Bruce's. Bruce is calling it, I think. Bruce is, we'll see what happens. Oh, 1. Runner goes. Throw down to second. And they've got him in a rundown, and they're going to try to come in home. And now they've got the runner. They've got and a little shoulder from Hamas there into Paulseth at the plate.
That was
uncalled
Bush
for.
League too.
Be sportsmanlike if you can.
So yeah, we got a little bit of a discussion at home plate as
Kick him out.
Hamas walks back to the dugout.
Well, that's just Miesville baseball, I guess.
So Reinhardt does get to the. I guess you have to give Reinhardt the stolen base there, but Hamas is retired at the plate, so there are 2 down. 1-1 pitch is down, 2-1. Not exactly sure what they had on there. I mean, it looked like they were doing the delayed double steal, but it took a while for him to take off from third, and they just kind of had him dead to rights at first.
What I thought they were doing is you just go and you kind of hang out between first and second halfway.
Make you commit. Yeah.
Make you commit to getting that guy out, and then you come home and score, right?
Yep.
So then you have 2 outs, and you have the run in. But the runner didn't stay there. He went back, and then by the time Hammis did get down the line, he was out easily at home.
3-1 to Morris, by the way. And that one catches the knees, strike 2.
But, not exactly sure why we had to try the football play going into home. I think a lot of the guys in green will remember that.
Payoff pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. And another 0 put up by Ben Teglin. So good appearance for him so far. We are through 3.5. Score remains 2-0 Hawks. Top of the lineup due up for Hastings. Walters, Nelson, Schaefer. And as you can kind of see out there, no love lost between these two teams.
Oh no, there's no love lost. I mean,
and the rivalry was kind of a one-way rivalry for a while, but it's become more of a two-way rivalry in the last couple of years. And you can see Miesville got a little salty after losing both games last year.
That they sure have. Yeah, I don't know what to say about the play at home. That's not a baseball play at all. It's just, it's not like it's a hard collision at home where a guy's trying to score to win a game or something.
Right, he was out.
He stood there, and then as he was making a tag, he threw his shoulder into it afterwards. It's just pushing it. There's no defending that. And so, it is what it is, I guess.
It is what it is. The headline for the inning is that another 0 is put up on the board out of a first and third one-out situation. So Hawks remain in the lead 2-0. We're heading into the middle innings here.
I was going to say is, Miesville plays a level up. They, so they have a lot of Woodbury guys and other guys on their team, which is completely fine.
Yep, that's within it's fully within the rules. Absolutely.
If you don't know town ball, people think, oh, we're in a route for the small town team, and really the small town team is Hastings.
That is true. Most of the guys from now they do take a lot of Hastings guys as well. I mean, no doubt about that. They do have some
Hastings guys, no doubt as well about that. But if you are, if a kid's not from the Miesville area or the south of town, a lot of the guys don't really like that either, that they're going down to Miesville.
Yep, it's understood.
And that adds to it,
There is a lot of headwinds for this organization, the Hawks. I mean, after struggling for so many years, but I think starting to cut through that a little bit. It's kind of becoming a place where you can come and help build something. Absolutely. Here comes Walters. A couple strikeouts so far today against Horn, and takes one on the outside corner there. So see if Corey can figure him out the third time around. And that's down low, 1-1.
Good take there by Corey.
Long look and 1-1 delivery to Corey. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Of course, really struggled figuring out how to get to Horn here. There's a couple strikeouts, a lot of swings and misses, and not just fouling them off.
Corey hasn't seen live pitching in probably since the tournament 2 weeks ago. 1-2 is outside. Yeah, Corey hasn't probably seen live pitching since the tournament up in Sartell, and that was going on 2 weekends ago now. So it has been a while.
I have to shake a little rust off there then.
2-2 delivery is outside. Good take there, 3-2.
Hello?
Hawks a lot of base runners. Like I say, they've got through the
Is
order
it good or
twice
is it
in
bad?
3 innings, and honestly, they probably could have had a lot more than 2, but
Yeah, but
Horn able to work out of a couple of bases-loaded jams with minimal damage.
both pitchers have left a lot of base runners on, correct?
Payoff pitch is outside, so Walters comes
looks
back
good
from
now.
down 1-2 to draw a leadoff walk. Corey, always a dangerous threat to steal.
A lot of speed at first and at home plate now.
I'm just not going to touch it and hope it stays. So now if it's working, you can cut to 4. If it starts wiggling, cut back to 2, okay?
So Nelson 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout in his first 2 trips, and fouls that one off to the left, strike 1.
A couple kids camped down over by the trees over there now. I think they figured out that's a good spot for foul balls. See what the Hawks can do here now with, like we said, all that speed out there and nobody out.
Schaefer makes the move as if to bunt, but pulls it back as the pitch sails outside.
Still glitching?
Nelson, thank you, Bruce. Nelson.
Okay.
One is up the middle, and that is going to be right at the center fielder. Thought that might drop in, but just hung up there long enough for the center fielder Wildman to range over about 2 steps and put it away.
Yeah, he hit that one well on a line. And like you say, it just stayed up. Hit it a little too hard. Now Jackson Schaefer will come up for the Hawks.
Here comes Schaefer. Yep, 0 for 2 so far.
Which with Jackson usually just means he's due, so.
Very much so. Like I say, every game he's in at least 1 hit, a lot of them with 2. That one is to third base. Scooped throw to second base. Boy, dangerous play there going to second to try to get Walters, and he did get him, but not by much. So fielder's choice for Schaefer. Walters is retired 5-4. Gutsy play there.
It worked out real well for him.
Worked
if he's
out real
safe
well
there,
for him.
you're
Yep.
setting yourself up for a possible big inning
Yep.
there, but he got him.
Number 54, Jackson Tesman.
Here's Tessman, who walked and scored in the third, but struck out in the first. And that's inside, ball 1. From my vantage point, I'm pretty sure he did have him by a little bit at second base.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's arguing it. It was a good play. It's just a little bit risky.
That one is popped up to the right side. Marks is looking for it, and it will be the second baseman that is Piney who will call him off and take it. Marks was kind of like running backwards and having trouble tracking that ball, but his second baseman came over and got it for him. The Hawks get a leadoff walk and nothing else. We are through 4 innings. Score remains 2-0 Hawks.
Yeah, to finish my thought now, earlier here when we were talking about Hastings kids going down to Miesville, they certainly have every right to do so. But what I would say from the other perspective is you have volunteers out here who, work all their youth games for 4 years, have Hawks players coach them for 3 or 4 of their years in high school. So they're absolutely can go anywhere they would like to go.
Yep, that's their.
But at the same time, you've had all these people put in all this time for you for free, and so of course they're not gonna, be real happy about that either. And that adds to the dynamic of everything else we have going on with the 2 teams being in the same league. So there's that. Hastings has been trying to build up through town as much as they can on top of it, and that's why we're playing at the sea level instead of, going the Miesville route and just trying to find anybody in the 30-mile area who's the best. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but we want to be a Hastings team. We want Hastings players.
We would like to be that, and I think if things go really well for the Hawks, eventually I would think they will be moving back up to be if we have some state tournament success and the things that we're hoping for coming down the line. But for now, things are what they are, and working out pretty well. So
So Ben is out there warming up again. Noah's behind the dish. And
Now by number 77. Eddie
speaking
Piney.
of a Hastings, former Hastings Raider, Eddie Piney will lead off the inning.
Yep, Eddie grounded out back in the third inning.
Now Eddie's a Piney, so we all pretty much figured he was going to Miesville when he was in about third grade.
Sure, and that, like I say, tradition and family, and you know that does play a little role into that too. That one is high for a ball.
Yeah, YouTube it's Hastings Community TV or television, I think.
That one is hit pretty sharply out to left field. Jordy's chasing it, and that is going to two-hop the wall. So Piney coming around, he is going to be checking in with a stand-up double to lead off the fourth inning.
You want left?
Fifth inning.
Okay. He's lefty. Do a full shot here. Full.
So runner on second to lead things off, and that'll bring up Ahern, who swings and misses over the top of a curveball. Strike one. You want to see if you can see if Ryan wants to do it.
Oh, 1 count here.
Long look in from Piney with the runner on second base, probably going through a series of signs, I would imagine. And that is fouled back over our heads, strike two.
Another one off the handle there.
Only one strikeout for Ben so far to finish off the last inning. Get Morris looking. Ben takes a look back and steps off. And that one is sharply out to right field and for a base hit. Nelson into Iliff, the cutoff man, and Piney will be forced to hold at third. Good quick play getting the ball back in and hitting his cutoff.
Yeah, he hit that one so sharply. A nice play by the Hawks to get in, and Piney had no chance to even try to score in that one.
So here comes Wildman, did double his last time up, and the Miesville has a threat going yet again in the fifth after threatening the last two innings and being turned away by Ben Teglin each time.
Do the pickoff on this or no?
First pitch is up high a ball. Curveball, just a little roller to first base. Go to second for one, and runner coming home. Throw to the plate. The ball's going to get past, skip past Paul Seth. Low throw, and choosing not to advance to second base for whatever reason is Wildman there. He probably would have thought he could have taken second. So Ahern is retired at second on the fielder's choice. That would be 3-2. We'll take another look at that. Take another look at that here. 3-6, and you'll see the throw home just a little bit low. Paul Seth can't handle it. Piney coming around to score Miesville's first run to make it 2-1. So RBI fielder's choice for Wildman there. First pitch to Hendrickson is a ball. Throw over, close play, but he does dive back.
I'm on the
Iliff, excuse me, dropped the glove down right away and made it a pretty close play there at first.
Iliff was checking home to see if he should come home.
Yeah.
To see he wasn't breaking yet, and then I think he probably thought he didn't have a play it, or the runner was not breaking yet, so he went to second. Runner did break for home. That's when Tessman made the throw and tried to get the 3-6-2 double play, but throw is off target, and it's 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike one. Hendrickson grounded out and walked in his first two trips, 0 for 1.
Is this good? Yeah. Okay.
Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there, 2-2. Kind of tied him up in his hands again. And runner goes. Chopper, good snag by Teglin. Looks back to second, but the runner is almost all the way down there already. So throws over to first to get Hendrickson. Runner wasn't going. That probably would have been a tailor-made double play.
With Teglin grabbing it there, you can turn around and fire it. I think you'd have a shot at it. Got young legs running over there. It may have been a close play, but I think we would have been able to get the double play.
But yeah, nice snag by Teglin jumping up. That one might have gone straight up the middle had he not managed to flag that down. So here comes Vanderbosch, grounded out to second twice, the second one being an inning double play to get the Hawks out of the third. There's a breaking ball, called strike.
Delayed call.
Delayed call there. I thought that was a pretty good pitch, but umpire took a second before making the point to his left. 1-1. And check swing didn't go, says the ump. 2-1. So Wildman at second, 1 in, 2 outs for the Mudhens. It is 2-1 Hawks, top 5, and here's the delivery. Another half swing. They're going to check down to second base. They say no. A little bit harder at second than at first base to see that.
So 3-1 here. Ben's going to have to put one in there. Give him a chance to hit it.
And that's on the corner, strike 2. Full count. Payoff pitch. And strike 3 called at the letters. So second strikeout for Teglin. We are through 4.5. Hawks still leading at 2-1. Get another look at that pitch here.
I don't know what he's complaining about. That it looked like it was right at the belt.
It looked like it. Yep, it looked like it was right at the number 4 in his jersey, and then kind of broke down to the belt. So,
especially after I thought really that third ball was a definite check swing. But at either rate, the Hawks are out of it with the 2-1 lead here through 5.5, or 4.5, I should say, middle of 5th.
1 run, 4 hits, 1 error on the board for Miesville. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors on the board for the Hawks.
The main story of the game so far is a lot of base runners being left on base for everybody.
There was Cody Lewis in there warming somebody up. I saw him on his face pop on the TV screen. See some more fans down there.
Nice to see Cody. And we have a right-handed pitcher coming into the game.
We do have a replacement pitcher. It is going to be number... We'll see if we can get him turned here and get a look at it. Number 1. Number 1. So number 1 in. To get a name on that in a minute. Hey, Troy Nardine sending a nice message to us on our internet broadcast. We miss you, too, Troy. We'd love to see you out here this summer. Appreciate you. And Blake Warner up at the plate, 2 for 2, taps the first pitch foul against. That is Connor Malcolm, the new pitcher.
Another Miesville pitcher we've seen some before, as opposed to Horn, who I had not seen previously.
And that one is down low, ball 1.
Got a bit of a different windup.
Yeah, he's kind of coming I saw him come a little 3/4 that second pitch, and can't remember if he's the one that mixes it up and throws some over the top and some 3/4. That one is down and in, ball 2. Looks like he's kind of sticking with that 3/4 motion coming out and hiding that ball to the last second. That is up in the air to left field, hanging up there for a long time. Will be put away for out number 1.
I just got underneath that one a little bit.
So Miesville retires Warner for the first time, and here comes Iliff. Singled in a run his last time up.
First Hawks hit and RBI. Pretty big kid, isn't he? Blake looked a little small next to him.
Yeah, for an 18-year-old, yep, he's definitely got some more room to fill out, too. It takes a swing and a miss, strike 1.
I think he could be a very big kid, you know, when he's 22, 23.
Don't know if we know his college plans, if he's planning to go on and play ball somewhere. I haven't heard that. One, and that's down low, 2-1.
No, I'm not even bothering. He's only in the
I was just talking to Jim Zagoda. He's going out to Sioux Falls, so that's
okay.
That's a pretty good place
that's
to
a good
play.
Place, good school. As he rolls that one over to second base and is retired for the second out.
Yeah, that's a good place to play ball if you're going to be in the area. It's a good powerhouse.
Jeski's alma mater, I believe, if
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
I think that's where Ski ended or finished up at.
Finished up his career, right.
Yeah, that's a good offer right there if you can get there.
First pitch from Kryn is grounded out to shortstop. Throw across, and Malcolm has a 1-2-3 inning first for the Mudhens tonight. The Hawks go down in order. We are through 5. Score remains 2-1. So quick inning for Malcolm there, only 9 pitches. 79 for Ben Tagland. I haven't really been keeping an eye on the Hawks bullpen, but Ben is coming out to at least start the 6th.
Yeah, I haven't. It's been quiet so far, unless we missed it. I haven't seen anybody warm up yet tonight. So
I can stay for as long as I need it. If I'm driving myself back, I should be fine. Yeah.
And you can see some of our crowd hanging out in front of concessions there. There's Evan Kryn heading back to the dugout actually they brought his hat and gloves, so it just has to, somebody nice enough to bring that out, so he just has to walk out there and put those on.
Yep, so Ben Taglin will come out for the 6th. It's been
Waving his hand is Jay. He's going to come around and do a collection for.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second, but Ben out to the 6th. He's only given up 1 run on 4 hits. Last 2 or 3 innings have been a little bit of a tap dance to get out of, but he's done a real nice job tonight.
Yep, after going 6 up, 6 down, gave up 2 hits and a walk in the 3rd, a couple of walks in the 4th, and a couple of hits in the 5th.
And as we are talking about Ben, there is just the beginnings of a warm-up down in the bullpen. I think that maybe Jeski will loosening up down there. Hasn't thrown any pitches yet, but he's warming the body up at least. So.
Yep, that's who I would guess it was without getting a real good look at him. As you can see, Ben getting loose on the hill for the 6th. He'll face the heart of the Mudhens order, starting with Matt Hammis. First pitch is down low to him, ball 1. Breaking ball fouled past third base. Kryn over there to pick it up.
Yeah, nice backhanded effort.
Yeah, nice backhanded effort. It was like 3 steps outside third, but he got to the ball, so showing some good agility over there. So 1-1. And popped foul, 1-2. Hammis with a walk and a fly out, and had that play at home that had the Hawks a little bit riled back in the 4th inning.
Yeah. Yeah, it was surprising that the older guy would do that. But
That one is up in the air and going to drop in front of Jordy Horsch, just a little Texas League single.
just fisted that one out into left field and gets rewarded with a single.
So 5th hit of the evening for the Mudhens. And that'll bring up Marks, grounded out a couple times. Half swing, strike called on the outside corner. 0-1. And another strike on the outside corner. Good location there. 0-2. That's another thing about these games. They have been close for the last 4 years or so. I mean, but even before the Hawks broke through, they were. You could tell it was about 5 years ago they were getting there. They stopped getting 10 runs by Miesville and like everything. And that one is right through the wickets of Iliff and into right field. So tough play there. Just kind of never came up on him. And Hamas is going to end up on third.
Yep, that's just one you want to stay down on. And he was getting ready to turn a double play. And then as good as Hamas and Marks are, that you can get a double play off those two running. And it's one of those deals where he thought he had the ball before he had it and went right through his legs.
So error charged over at first base. And Teglin will have to work out of a jam yet again. Yeah, unfortunate because, like you say, that could have been. And here comes Mattson out to talk to Teglin.
Runners on the corners, nobody out. We'll see if they're going to make a move here or if they're just going to talk about it and give Jeske a little more time to warm up.
Might be giving Jeske a little bit of time here. We'll see what he ends up doing.
Well, and you know what? He went over to Iliff right away too. And that's not a bad idea either. As you go out there and tap him on the back, before anything else happens. Yep. He's played a lot of baseball, but he's a new kid on the team. He doesn't want to make a mistake in front of these older guys. That he's first game he's playing with guys who are 10 years older.
Yep,
now.
it's you're 18 years old and it's your first game. It's maybe not your first game playing with adults, but I mean, it's your first game playing with a lot of guys that are not in your age group. You know what I mean? Coming up, you're used to playing with guys your own age pretty much the whole time, and this is a bit of a change,
Right.
But it's good, great experience for guys going to college for the first time. That competition level just keeps increasing and increasing. So, yep, it's. It won't be the last year of his life. Just got to shake that off and make the next play.
And that's the culture we've kind of created here. Is everybody's going to go over there and pat him on the back. You'll get the next one.
First pitch is fouled back to the screen. Strike one. Teglin is staying in there. We'll see how much more of a leash he has with Jeske getting ready down in the pen.
Been up to 87 pitches, so that would maybe be a factor at some point as well.
And that one is going to get past Paul Seth, and a run will come in to score. So Ben a little frustrated with himself there as he let that one get away from him. Wild pitch will be called on the play. Both runners advance, and it is 2-2.
Yep, tie game, and the leading run is at second now with nobody out.
So nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. High and away, 2-1. Now what you have to do is not let yourself get rattled and affect you with your next pitch. And that one is up in the air to right field. Nelson has it. Marks was really made a little bluff there, but probably had no intention of trying for third on that play.
It's been a few years before he could probably tag.
There you see Jeske getting loose. See if Tegelin can get these next two batters and give them a clean inning to start with. I'm sure that would be the ideal situation. We'll see what happens here as Morris steps in.
Nice levels.
That one is up in the air to center. Walters takes about 3 steps back and puts it away for out number 2.
Hit pretty well again, but you know, that's another quick out, just one pitch for Ben.
There you go. Should be leveled now.
So that'll bring up Piney, doubled and scored back in the 5th inning, grounded out in the 3rd.
Yeah, it's very, very.
First pitch, swing and a miss over the curveball, strike 1.
All the young guys have actually had pretty good games so far here. Piney with a double, Iliff
RBI single.
For the Hawks, yeah.
And that's away, 1-1.
Definitely all capable players. It's just they haven't seen kind of the control most of these guys have.
I think that's what Blake said his first year in town ball, right? It's not the speed so much, it's the location.
Sure, absolutely.
And swing and a miss, strike 2. And that comes with age, being able to get to guys. When we were talking after that Cannon Falls game, Keith Myers, the longtime left-handed veteran, has been a Hawks killer, and you could see the difference in their approach. They really got to him, were getting the ball hard, and that's the difference of having some experience. You know what I mean? Not being intimidated. That one has popped up in the infield, and going back and putting it away will be Schaefer for out number 3. So Miesville does push one across to tie it, but leaves a runner in scoring position. We're through 5.5. We have a new ball game, 2-2.
Schaefer looked like he lost it for a minute there. I think this foggy kind of Canadian wildfire stuff we got in the air here is playing a little bit of problem.
I was kind of wondering if that would start to be an issue, but it didn't. It hasn't looked like outfielders have really had any trouble tracking yet. We'll see as it gets a little bit darker if that becomes something we have to deal with. So 95 pitches for Ben Tegelin. If that's been it for him, darn good appearance out there for him. If that is indeed it, we'll see if the Hawks can put something on the board for him, maybe get him eligible for that position to get the win again.
Yeah, again, Ben's definitely taking a step into getting some more innings on this team as a 3rd, 4th starter.
Yep. I think he showed in his first couple appearances that Sean can show some trust in him, and that's we've seen him go more. We've seen him with a couple other guys too. We've seen Brendan Kruger, a guy that's kind of come into started off coming into some mop-up situations, pitched well, and started getting put into higher level situations as things go on, and see if that continues. He's another arm in the bullpen that's really shown something this year for the guys. So,
well, you kind of got to show everybody a couple times that you can do it, and these guys have turned a corner and definitely are starting to show everybody.
Dennis Reinhardt, of course, one of our top options out of the bullpen, and that's outside for a ball. So Hank has reached twice, no hits, but 0 for 0 with a walk and a hit by pitch. And swing and a miss at a slider breaking away from him there, 1-1.
So both teams, 2 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error so far.
And that's outside, 2-1. Yep, exact. Scoreboard's identical. 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd for the Hawks, twin fence posts, and Miesville matches that with 1 in the 5th and 1 in the 6th. And that one is rolled to shortstop, backhanded, strong throw across, gets Noah by a couple of steps, and there's one away.
So Jory will come up here.
That'll bring up Jordy Horsch, fielder's choice RBI in the 2nd inning, and struck out in the 3rd. And that one gets inside and hits him. He's kind of the same pitch he was throwing to Paul Seth, but a left-handed batter in instead of a right-handed batter, and it got right into his hip. So Jordy will jog down to first base.
Not sure if he said anything or not, but his head definitely turned and looked at the pitcher as he was running down to first base. I wouldn't think they would hit Jordy purposely, as he was played for Miesville.
Teaming him, he might know this guy and just been saying something to him down there too. That's entirely possible. I'm sure these guys were teammates a couple years ago. So here comes Corey, and that ball is going to get back to the backstop, and Jord will take second base. Wild pitch, throwing that slider again, and just having a little trouble locating. A little bit too much life on it.
Yeah, and that's probably your answer right there, right? They kept eye on the off speed all the way to the fence, and now the Hawks with a runner in scoring position with one out. Top of the lineup.
Corey has struck out twice and walked once. That was all against the previous pitcher, Horn. This is his first at bat against Malcolm. And that's away. 2-0. Malcolm worked a 1-2-3 fifth. Got the first out of the sixth, and then hit Jordy. Allowed him to advance on a wild pitch. Is up in the air to right field, and it looked like he lost it for a second, but found it. Jordy's going to tag and try for third, and he's going to move over on the play.
I got it. And
looked like the left fielder had his hands up for a second. I don't know if he was trying to deke out the runner or if he just found it in midair, but puts it away.
Yeah, kind of hard to say, isn't it? Because he recovered quickly on that.
Can't really see it there, but you see Jordy heading down to third of the play. Thought I saw the arms go out for a split second at least, but he might have found it immediately. So here's Nelson with a runner on third and 2 away. Chance to drive in a run. And that one is in the air, and that is going to get to the gap. It's going to be another extra base hit. Well, actually, rounding first, cut off, and yep, that's going to be another base hit for Nelson. And another RBI as he continues to be a revelation in his first season with the Hawks.
And he flaps his wings as he gets into second base there with a double. So clearly not only is he hitting the ball, but he's kind of meshed with the boys and having a lot of fun with them out there as well.
Get into the Hawks mindset a little bit, yeah. So here's Schaefer, 0 for 3, looking for his first hit of the game. The Hawks retake the lead 3-2. That is chopped up the middle. Hendrickson has it. Throw across and beats it out down the line. Does Schaefer. Hendrickson kind of took a couple extra steps there before delivering that ball, and Schaefer just really hustled it out and beats that for an infield single. Let's get a look at it. Another look at it here. There it is. You can see he takes a couple extra steps to that ball before delivering, and that gave Schaefer enough time to get down the line and make the call for the umpire. So first pitch to Tessman is outside. Nelson moves over to third on that play, by the way.
Now you got another guy who's just smoking hot at
runner
the plate.
Goes. They'll just eat the ball there and let Schaefer take second base. Not going to play around with it, and with the speedy Nelson on third, they're just going to focus at the runner on the plate. Runner at the plate, I think. Pitch came in for a strike, 1-1. And that is down low, 2-1.
Of course, Tessman most likely was taking that pitch all the way and letting him steal the bag. Took that strike, 2-1 now, hitters count.
And gets underneath that one, popped up, catcher looking for it, and we'll find it right in front of the plate, just about a foot in front of the plate. So that is put away by Reinhardt, and the Hawks are done in the sixth, but they get a run back and retake the lead 3-2. This is Hastings Hawks baseball. We'll have some brief messages for you, and we'll be right back on Hastings Community Television.
It doesn't bother me because I just love to explore, interviewing owners and lending a hand. I love to assist for as long as they can stand.
All right, we're back at Veterans Park. Hawks leading 3-2, and the veteran lefty Jordan Jeske will come in to relieve Ben Tegelin. Nice job for Benny in 6 innings.
I was going to say, once you hear Leroy Brown, you know who's coming in to pitch. So
there's a big bender over for strike one.
Jeske's had a great year pitching again, and if you can bring him in and hopefully only have, give the batters one chance to see him.
And that breaking ball just misses outside for a ball.
Be a very productive night.
Curveball is looking like it's got a lot of life on it so far in those first two. And next pitch is on the corner, strike two.
As you said too, Johnny, when you were down in Red Wing, he loves throwing to Noah Paulson. Doesn't have to shake him off really ever.
That one is shot out to left field for a base hit, so lead-off single for Shannon Ahern. Just kind of held back and waited on that one and delivered a base hit the other way.
Batting number 8, Hayden Loudon.
Bottom of the order really has done the most damage for Miesville.
That is true. I mean, yep. Here's Wildman, who has a 1 for 2 doubled and drove in a run. Drove in a run on a fielder's choice. Yep. He lays down a bunt, and that rolls foul. That was.
He's died and it hit him. Yeah, it hit. He bunted and it hit him.
Bunted and it hit him in fair territory. So
he is out on the play, and the runner will have to go back.
Let's take another look. Let's take another look at this, and it did. Yep, hits him in foul territory. Umpire calls it right away, and you see him make the outside. So I don't know how to score that exactly.
I've never understood that, Johnny, because you're giving yourself up right away, right?
Yep.
So why are you running out of the box right away?
That's a great question, I guess. Try to make sure they make a play, but it's a great point, Derek. And that pitch just misses inside for a ball.
I don't know if it's just instincts at that point, where you take off like you always do. But if you see you're bunting it right down that line.
So, any event, 1 out, 1-0 to the leadoff hitter, Hendrickson. Fouls it straight back, 1-1. I'm honestly not 100% sure what that scored on, is if that scored a ground out or a quick throw over to first, runner back.
And it's one of those plays that doesn't happen often, but I'm not sure either.
Fouled back to the screen once again, 1-2, but a good break for the Hawks in any event.
Yep.
Keeping that runner at first and getting that first out on the board.
No.
Another foul puts Jeske up 1-2.
Yeah, I kind of lost track of that play. We've got a couple extra bars in the backstop this year, so I just saw the ball. It looked like it was bunted fair, and then all of a sudden it's 5 feet foul. And that is rolled out to second base, over to second for one. Turn will not be in time. Hendrickson very quick down the line.
He's got wheels there, and we said last time when Ben caught that ball, that chopper on the mound, if they would have went to second and then to first, they may have been able to get Hendrickson, but it has to be a very fast play because that ball was hit pretty well to second already.
Yeah, it was. That was pretty sharp, and the turn was essentially perfect, and he still beat it down the line. So here's Vanderbosch 0 for 3, facing Jeske for the first time. And that one is down and away. Good block by Paul Seth out there. kind of sprawling into the right-handed batter's box.
Yep.
And like I say, he is a wall back there. He doesn't let it like it past him.
No, it's usually got to be quite a bit outside for that.
There's a good-looking breaking ball in there for strike one. One Jeske to Vanderbosch, and that is wrapped foul down the first baseline. Nice snag by Eilif, but it was just wide of the bag.
Yeah, nice play there by Mitch. And, you know, he had that error earlier. You know, it might be a little confidence builder, even if it was a foul ball. He made the play there.
Yep, just got to, like you say, just shake it off and make the next one. Absolutely. 1-2, and just gets a piece of it and fouled off of, I believe, maybe Noah's shin guards, rolled forward about 5 feet into the grass. One and two down here, top of the 7th inning. And that one is just fought off and will dump in front of Nelson. Taking off for third is Hendrickson, and he is nailed down there. Great throw by Jack Nelson out in left field. 7-5 on the play. Just a absolute rocket out there.
So Nelson again trying to be player of the game here tonight. Just unbelievable start to his career with the Hawks.
Look at this, just on a gun, and it really wasn't even close. Even before he went into his slide, perfect throw right on Evan Crin's glove out there.
Crin with a nice play, of course, to tag it, but he had to wait for Hendrickson to slide into him.
So single for Vanderbosch on the play, and then 7-5 on that pretty put out. And we head to stretch time. 3-2 Hawks.
So big for the Hawks. Nelson, like we've been saying, I mean, again, great night at the plate, but the play in the outfield to have him and Corey there together, that right center gap is pretty much covered now. You can see how good Nelson's arm is out in right field. Just exciting times for the Hawks here.
It's kind of continuing with the trend of, you know, when we first started out and the outfield was kind of shaky, but then Corey Walters came in and really solidified things in center field, and we had some other guys with some range like Biermeyer and Drew Davis showed up and helped things out. Nick Horsch already was always, of course, out there, and a guy that knows that position so well, kind of taught Corey so much about being an outfielder. Walters has credited Nick repeatedly with his development out there. You see a few kids playing around out in down by the bullpens. A little bit of frolicking as you look at Blake Warner on base with the 7 on his back and the 15 on his helmet still.
Got his Joe Mauer number here. He's just got to get the helmet to match now, I guess. That's a great point on Nick Horsch, though, is what Nick brings to your team is so much more than what you can put down on a scorebook.
And like I say, he has been struggling with old wrist injury, has kept him out of a lot of action this year, and strike one. And off the mound, old hockey injury, I believe he said, where he had a couple of bones broken as a youth, and that one is straight up the middle for a base hit. I had to check and see if Malcolm had come up with a miracle play on that, but Warner once again 3 hits. So here's Eilif 1 for 3. Warner's average, I don't even know if I can calculate anymore. It's got to be getting close to that 600 range.
If he keeps going 3 for 4, maybe he'll get up there.
Just keep riding the hot streak as long as you can as Eilif fouls that pitch off to the left and out of play.
And that one actually stayed in the park here as it went off the light post. Bruce started to announce the foul ball call, and it hit the light post and stayed in play here.
You get extra points for that?
You should.
Iliff attempts a bunt, but I believe I bunts that foul. It didn't look like he pulled it back. He definitely offered at it, so. I believe that's fouled off for strike 2.
See if the umpire corrects us otherwise.
He definitely offered, so I don't know what else that could have been. Warner crawls back to the bag at first. 7-7. See at first there the veteran Marks and the youngster Warner.
He's a kid, but it's his 6th year already.
And big cut and a miss, strike 3. So Iliff is retired on strikes. Here comes Evan Kryn. Get another look at that. You see just breaking down in the zone, maybe a little split, something like that, or cutter.
Tough pitch there, and not much you could do with that, even if you put it in play, I don't think.
First pitch to Kryn is away. Evan 1 for 3 with a single. Bottom 7, Hawks lead 3-2. Another really good game between these two teams. It's been tight ones for the last several years, as we said.
Looks like Jason Greeter, is that? Maybe on the on-deck circle, Johnny?
Potentially. We'll have to take a look, as that one is on the corner for a strike. That does look like Greeter, number 4 in the on-deck circle. Yeah. You are correct, Eric. Good catch. Maybe taking a... letting Hank taking it bat off and kind of rest himself for these last couple innings. And swing and a miss, strike 2. There you can see Greeter. The smile on his face, as he has 95% of the time. And foul tip, strike 3. So 2 straight strikeouts after Warner's leadoff single, and that will bring up Greeter.
Yep. And here's the look again as he just kind of blows the pitch by Evan. Got up a little bit and couldn't catch up to it. Yeah, Jason Greeter, very laid back, easily likable kid.
And chops that one to the right side of the infield, throw over, and after Warner's leadoff single, the Hawks go quietly. That's the end of the 7th inning. Score remains Hawks 3, Mudhens 2. You see Warner heading back to the dugout there.
I think that's something that Blake's worked on mentally a lot. It's not as easy as a lot of people think it is, being a DH a lot of the time. You just, you don't have that time where you're out involved in the game. You kind of...
You got to stay warm. And
yep.
Just focus on one thing instead of everything.
And I think that's why, a lot of times you see the DHs who succeed are older guys.
Sure.
And they've either learned from it or taken into DHing later in their careers.
Yeah, just like you say, guys that have been around the game so long and they're just comfortable in their own skin, and absolutely.
If you were in the major leagues, you could go down there and hit in the cage under the dugout or whatever. But
absolutely, and I know obviously a lot of guys did that. I think that was a big Nelson Cruz thing where, go and keep yourself warm by taking a couple hacks off the tee.
We have some guys at the younger level, even though we don't DH, they might have an inning off where it's their turn to sit, and when you're in the continuous batting order, and they'll take advantage of going in behind the dugout and swinging. They haven't been out in the field for an inning or two,
So Jeske coming in to work his 2nd inning gave up a couple singles in the first, but once again a nice defensive play from the Hawks with Nelson cutting down the runner at 3rd. So Hamas, Marks, and Reinhardt due up for the Mudhens. First pitch is a big, long swing and a miss.
4.0.
0-1 is up in the air to center, hit pretty well. Walters racing over, and he will track it down in left center field.
That was hit out there quite a ways.
Wow,
Probably a good
just looking at him,
375 or so out to center.
Yeah, it was shy of the warning track, but only by a few steps. Of course, Walter, like you say, great security blanket for that pitcher to have roaming that center field position. So Hamas gets a hold of one, but it is flagged down for out number 1. Here comes Marks. And that first pitch is low. Ball 1. Breaking ball fouled off to the left, and that's going to get people over for a look, but that's going to get over the fence out of play, I believe. Bruce gets to announce his dollar from Freedom Boat Club now. Thanks again to them for being out here and sponsoring. They'll be at a few more games, so come and check them out if you're looking for an opportunity to get a boat, get on the river. We have them down here a few more times this summer. That one is fouled off to the right, not a play. Strike 2.
And anybody who maybe wants to, think about doing a sponsorship with the Hawks, it's a real small investment at a time. You get your name announced a lot during the game, and your money's going to little kids out here as well.
There you go. So, that is hit well out to left field. That is caught just short of the warning track by Horsch. So, Marks put a charge into one. The last 2 hitters have put a charge into one, but Hawks outfielders, this vast field has held them both in. Both of which would have maybe had a chance down in Miesville to be out of here. Hard to say, but both hit pretty well. Here comes Reinhardt. And he taps that first pitch foul for a strike.
I don't know if we mentioned or not, Johnny, but Noah Paul set this back catching. Greeter just had the at-bat.
Yep,
last
thanks.
inning.
Thank you. I figured that's what would happen, but thank you for clarifying that, Derek. Appreciate that. 0-1 misses outside. 1-1.
Oh, well, all right, before.
And curveball out to left field. Horsch ranging over. He puts it away, and a couple of loud outs, but Jeske does get a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 8th. We head to the bottom. Hawks still leading at 3-2. See the guys slapping 5 air. Benny Teglin out to congratulate Jeske. Benny Teglin still would be in position to get the win, as the Hawks did push that run across in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, Ben, like you said earlier, Johnny, another really nice outing by Ben, going to 6 full innings.
Yep, quality start. That's what they call that. Six innings, 2 runs allowed. Take that in CCVL play every time, especially the way this team has been swinging the bats lately. We'll take our chances with that. Absolutely.
Not so sure Rocco would have let him go with the 6th inning, but Sean did.
Jordy Horsch, Corey Walters, and Jack Nelson for the Hawks.
And that does not include collection. Didn't put that in yet.
We haven't seen their midfield, so.
I believe this is Malcolm still on the hill for the Mudhens here. Great night at the field for the Hawks. We just got a good crowd out here. We just got the numbers for concessions and for the don't have the number for the gate yet, but should be a really nice night for the guys. And like you say, every penny we make out here, we don't take any of this home. All this is going into the field. We've got a new batting cage that hopefully should finally be completed in the weeks to come. as we get the turf in there. The windscreen's been up a couple years. We've got the new scoreboard. This backstop is upcoming project, so we appreciate everybody's support. And that is low to Jordy, ball one. And we appreciate everybody who's watching along and listening along as well. Appreciate all of you. And that is out to left field. Racing over is Ahern, and he will be able to flag it down. That just hung up there for Horsch a little bit too long. Thought it might twist and land, but does not. One away. Here's Corey. Of course, the Hawks would love to get at least one insurance run here. The more the better, of course.
Yeah, it's still just a one-run game, and you never know what bottom of that Miesville lineup's been doing pretty well tonight.
Yep, it will be the 6, 7, 8 due up for the Mudhens, and as you said, Derek, they've been the ones kind of driving the engine for this team so far tonight. As Walters takes one on the corner, strike one.
Corey stepped in and thought he called time, and pitcher just Corey wasn't writing, and the pitcher threw the ball, but the umpire must have not granted him
Obviously
time.
didn't grant him time, so because that's what that was. Thanks for the explanation, because I kind of saw him looking and trying to figure that out. 1-1 to Walters now as he takes that outside, and that one's on the corner, strike two, I believe.
Yep, another one he didn't like there for strike two, but he's going to have to be careful here. We need him to complete this ball game.
1-2 is away, 2-2. Action in Miesville's bullpen. 44 getting loose out there. And that is up and away, 3-2. Ritzer up in the bullpen for Miesville. Looks like Malcolm is probably set for this inning, but I think they want somebody if they were able to extend the game in the top of the ninth, as that's fouled back. Count will remain full.
Another foul ball brought to you by Freedom Boat Club.
Walters 0 for 3, but does have a walk.
A couple of those at-bats, I think, were at least 6 pitches, too, so.
And half swing, strike 3 called. And Walters is down on strikes.
I think he was just asking if it was called out on the pitch or the
I believe that's what he was asking, because it probably could have been either way. I think it was close. I do think he went around, though. So let's kind of get another look at it here. I think he's saying he went around there, because that pitch did look low. First pitch to Nelson is in there for a strike, so 2 away for the Hawks. And that one is in there for strike 2. So quickly ahead, 0-2 is Malcolm. And strike 3 called on the inside corner at the knees. So Malcolm with a quick 8th inning. And the Hawks are done in the 8th. We head to the top of the 9th. Hawks hold on to a 3-2 lead. We'll be right back.
Wow, that looked like it was quite a bit inside there. I mean, maybe it's hard to tell here, with us if you called him on the check swing, but that looked like that was a good 4 inches inside at least there.
In any event, we head to the top of the 9th with the Hawks with a 3-2 lead, and here's Jake Sandquist chatting it up with the umps, chatting it up with the ump yet again. For a catcher, it might not be bad strategy to get to know these guys, kind of make them like you a little bit. Maybe they'll give you, a little bit of an extra inch here and there. Maybe give you that frame job a little bit.
I think that's all very true, but I think
that's not why he's doing it. That's just Jake, I think,
Yeah, he's just a great kid.
So Jeske with a 1-run lead, looking for 3 more outs to nail this one down and send the Hawks home happy.
Should also throw our thanks out tonight to Jade Paulseth. He went around and collected the gate for us tonight.
Thanks to Jade, and thanks for Tony Kaiser and Concession and the gals from HYA that helped us. I wish I had some names on that. I'd shout them out as well. I should have taken that down. That's on me.
We have Jim Zagoda next to us doing the scoreboard
Jim's doing
for
the
us.
scoreboard, yep.
All these people doing this just as volunteers and basically allowing us to do what we're doing tonight. So thank you all.
Yep, we appreciate it very much. So Max Morris stepping in to lead off the top of the ninth for the Mud Hens. First pitch from Jeske is in there, strike one. And that is rolled up the middle for a base hit. So Morris gets one and singles it up the middle past Jeske.
Just a little bit out of the Schaefer's reach there, and
Number 77, Eddie Piney.
so that'll.
Here comes Piney. Runner Hawks have the Mud Hens rather have the leadoff runner aboard.
Yep, we'll see what the Mud Hens want to do here with the youngster, if he's going to hit away or if he might potentially put down a bunt here.
That is an interesting question. We will see what he was looking down for the signs.
See if we
Kryn
throw
is
to
definitely
first.
Kryn is definitely in on the grass at third.
Oh.
Curveball away and ball one. I think that pitch may have been just to kind of get a better idea of what he was thinking there. Get him
Yeah.
to show a little bit.
Usually I like to have him throw over to first there, but
Or he may have just lost control of the
he may
curveball
have
as
lost
well.
control. Yep.
And that's away, 2-0.
So now here, if you got a guy that can give himself up, that's just a target for you, right? You
Yep.
throw the ball right at that bat. Take the out, they're going to give you.
2-0, and he swings away this time and fouls it off, 2-1. So, given Piney a cut with the advantageous count, we'll see what they do here at 2-1.
Yeah, a little cat and mouse game here now, and what you're going to do.
Throw over to first.
And that's why, I guarantee you, that's why he threw over to first. He swung last time. He wanted to see if they were going to put the bunt back on with the one strike count.
And he did not move to bunt position, so we'll see here. 2-1. And he does this time and lays it down. And
he was hit as well.
He
That's
was hit as
two.
well. That happened again. The second time that play has happened to Miesville. And we'll see if they send him back. If they call it a foul ball, the umpires are coming to discuss it, see if this is just a straight foul ball or if it hit him in fair territory. Umpires are discussing.
Well, either way, that base runner's got to come back. So
Base runner does have to come back, and they are saying it is a foul ball.
and
We'll take another look at it here. And that isn't foul. That isn't foul territory. It never hit him. It was just a foul. It was just a foul ball. 2-2, and that's outside. 3-2. So payoff pitch coming to Piney, and away, ball four.
That one was just out off the plate there. It's gonna have to battle hard here, and we'll see if they want to bunt possibly here again and have second and third with one out if they so choose to do so.
And that is what Sean is coming out to talk about. First and second, nobody out for Miesville, so dangerous situation for the Hawks. Whole infield coming in to discuss what they're going to do here. Ahern is 3 for 3 tonight with 3 singles, so 3 of the Mud Hens' 8 hits. See if they will ask him to move the runners over here, or if they let him swing away with the hot bat.
I don't know what his past experiences with Jeski's been, but you also have a lefty-lefty matchup
Lefty
here as
matchup,
well.
and it looks like he is already getting into square position. And pulls it back now and pitches outside for a ball. Putting the square on again. And this time he does lay it down. It's a good one. But Jeski bobbles it, and everybody's going to be safe. Was taking him right to third base, and he was going to pitch it over there to get the lead runner. But ball is bobbled, and everybody is aboard. I think you kind of have to, yeah.
Put it in a pretty good spot there as well.
Put it in a pretty good spot, but I think if, like I say, Jeski, when he had the ball, the ball coming off the mound took him right to it. He could have gotten the ball and gotten that lead runner to Kryn at third if he had fielded it cleanly.
So now the Hawks are going to bring the infield in even with the lead here.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Yep, we'll see. Tough situation at this point. First pitch is down low for a ball.
And, of course, nowhere to put him, so it's a tough spot here for Jeski.
And half swing, they say he held up, ball two. Bases loaded, nobody out. Hawks leading by one, but Miesville threatening in a big way here. And that pitch is on the corner, strike one.
Big pitch there for Jeski. Now we'll see if he comes back with possibly a curveball, or if they go back with the same pitch.
2-1 is up in the air to center field. Walters racing over, and he will not get to that one. 2 runs are going to come around, and the Mudhens take the lead, 4-3. So while at the bottom of the Mudhens lineup yet again doing the damage, 2-run double from the 9-hitter, and the Mudhens take the lead, 4-3.
Out at number 10, Alex Henderson.
Myers just started off with a single right past Jeski up the middle. Piney drew the 1-out walk, error over at third, and now a 2-run double, and Mudhens are in the lead, and they still are threatening for more here. First pitch misses outside for a ball.
Paul Seth held that one for a minute there. It's kind of hard for me to just see with the corner of the plate there, but he thought it was a strike at least.
And that pitch is inside, 2-0.
Nobody up in the bullpen, so it's Jeski's
game to try to get out of this and try to keep it close enough for the Hawks to rally in the 9th. And fouled back, 2-1. Middle of the lineup would be up for the Hawks here, but want to hold this as close as you can. Walters was shaded a little bit over to left field, and I think that kept him from flagging that ball down a little bit.
I agree. And if he catches that, obviously
it's a tie game, right?
But it's still a tie game, when you have runners on second and third.
3-1 is fouled off, strike 2.
And another hard thing here, of course, with nobody out, is that you have the infield pulled in as well still. So.
Yep. So another. You get a hard shot up the middle. That can be 2 more runs across, and then you're really in a rough spot. First lead of the game for Miesville, and that one is going to be down for a base hit. 1 more run will come home to score. Rounding third and actually holding up as the ball comes in quickly.
Corey tried to show off the arm throwing home, but I don't know if that's the right play there or not, because now you got a runner moving up to second. Now, whether or not you think he would have tried coming home if he threw it into second? You know, it is a good
question there. We will. So Single advances on the throw, and the Mudhens out to a 2-run lead. Still nobody out here. 3 in already. So rough inning for Jeske. Just kind of a couple things went wrong and just kind of got away from him a little bit.
Yeah, and a couple of pretty hard hit balls here as well. So.
And that is down low for a ball. Yeah, the last 2 were pretty well struck. I think that is Brennan Kruger warming up. And that one is slapped past first baseman, pulled in. And that's going to be one more run, and holding up at third. Throw back over. Runner is back in safely. So another base hit and another run, and 4 in for Miesville on 2, 4 hits, walk and an error, and still nobody out in the 9th. So unfortunate turn of events for the Hawks here. 3 outs away from getting out of this game, and now they're in a big hole and still need 3 more outs to get. That is Hammis with a bunt attempt, misses for strike 1. Inside for a ball, 1-1.
Can really start to see this haze even coming down a little bit more here on the field. Is great camera works by the guys, showing pretty much everything, but the wide shot kind of gives you a idea of the haze.
And that one is up in the air, foul down the left field line. Thank you, Derek. I lost track of that one a little bit off the bat. 1-2.
So we get set here again at 1-2 count.
1-2 count. First and third, still nobody out. 4 in for Miesville here, and swing in just gets a piece of it. No, we can't quite squeeze the glove on it, so we'll do it again. One-two pitch is strike 3 called on the outside corner. So Hammis is down, and the Hawks get their first out of the inning.
Yeah, I don't know, again, why he was upset at that. That was right there. So we take a look again here. I don't know. What are you supposed to call that besides strike 3?
Right at the knees.
Wasn't even on the corner, really.
So first pitch to Marks is up high for a ball. And cut and a miss, strike 1. Marks looking to open it up and put 3 more up on the board with that swing.
Yeah. Well, I guess everybody has to have a villain, and Miesville kind of likes to be those guys, as you've seen tonight with the a lot of the chirping and complaining and the shoulder by home plate. You know, that's the kind of play they have that, frankly, why a lot of people don't like them.
First base, we do have a pinch runner in at first base, 27. I think just getting an appearance in here. And that is away, 2-1. And that is on the ground to shortstop, over to second for 1, and throw, double play, 6-4-3. So the Hawks are finally out of the inning, but Miesville does push across a big 4 spot Bottom of the lineup comes up huge as the 6, 7, 8, 9 batters all reach and all score in the inning. We are through 8.5. Hawks have a hold to dig out of, down 6-3. Miesville actually after their first lead of the game, as a matter of fact. Okay, we are going to pause for a quick commercial break, so stick around for the bottom of the ninth. This is Hastings Hawks Baseball on Hastings Community Television.
Hi, I'm Dave Wilski, Chief of Police in Hastings, Minnesota. Fentanyl and other opioids are here in Hastings. Our police officers, EMTs, and firefighters respond to dozens of overdoses and poisonings every year. To date, for 2022, Hastings Police Department officers have responded to 45 reported overdoses in our community, and you can help. Call 911 if a friend or loved one is overdosing. Minnesota's Good Samaritan Law, also known as Steve's Law, provides limited protection to people who call 911 and or administer naloxone in response to a suspected or known drug overdose. You can report drug problems anonymously as well. Use our TIP 411 system to make a confidential report. Text the word Hastings and your tip to 847-411. For additional resources, contact United Way's 24/7 helpline by dialing 211 to find resources in and near Hastings. Remember, one pill can kill. Let's work together to stop opioid overdoses and poisonings in our community.
Welcome back for the bottom of the ninth. Blake Ritzer on to try to close things down for the Mudhens. Picked up a big 4-run rally in the top of the ninth to take their first lead of the ball game. Hawks got one in the second and one in the third. Miesville answered back with one in the fifth and one in the sixth. Hawks took the lead in the bottom of the sixth, but that big 4-run inning looming large on the scoreboard. Hawks will have the middle of their lineup up to try to get things going. Schaefer leading things off, and he rolls one out to shortstop, scooped, thrown away to the fence, and Schaefer will be aboard. Hendrickson rushing that play a little bit, I think. Last time took those couple extra steps, and Schaefer beat it out, so this time he tries to rush it a little bit and airmails it.
Well, Hawks get that first run on. It's not overly important run, but you got to start somewhere, get some base runners out there.
You got to start with one before you can get three. So here comes Tessman. And fouls that one back to the screen. He wants some inspiration. The Twins came back, got 4 runs off the Brewers closer last night to win that ball game. So see if the Hawks can match that up. That pitch is on the corner for strike 2. And check swing. Hey, look down to the second base umpire who says no dice.
Yeah,
that was a lot less of a swing than some of the other ones that have been called.
I was going to say, yeah, he's been calling everything not a swing. If he didn't call that one, if he called that one a swing, that would have been something. But yep, 1 and 2 now.
And that one is up in the air, hanging up there and put away for out number 1. That is Wildman out in center field. Ball just kind of hung a little bit.
Gets a third or fourth outfielder now who's kind of did I can't see it and then caught it. So I think they're seeing it just fine.
It could be the haze and the lights. It's making it a little bit hard to pick up off the bat, but
yeah, we'll see if we can get another base runner on his Blake's up.
Blake, of course, 3 for 4 tonight with the flyout, so had another good night at the plate as he takes that for a ball. Be nice to get that tying run at least to the plate, and you never know what can happen. And away for a ball. Obviously not exactly a home run hitter's park, as we well know.
Sure. But you get Mitch Iliff up there as the tying run, that would be a big start to the inning.
And down low, 3-0.
So in this situation, I'm thinking Blake's probably going to be taking this all the way.
You would think so. Especially not even being the tying run. And he does take one right down Broadway for a strike, 3-1.
And knowing Blake pretty well, I think he was taking that even if he wasn't told to.
Still in a good hitter's count here, and that one is towards the gap and over the head of the left fielder. Warner is going to check in at second. Schaefer will be in at third. And the Hawks have something brewing here with one out in the ninth. Blake 4 for 5 again tonight, just absolutely tearing it up. We'll get another look at this swing. 3-1 pitch, just kind of stays back and takes it the other way a little bit over Ahern's head and 2 hop in the wall.
I was a little worried then when that was in the air because it was curving right back to him, and I thought, boy, he might have hit that.
But it had just enough carry to it. So here's Iliff, takes the first pitch down low for a ball. And up high, 2-0. .577 now for Blake. It's hard to go up too much when you're as high as he is, honestly. That is to shortstop. Throw across will retire the second out. Run will come home, but that obviously an important out for the Mudhens. They'll trade a run for an out in that situation. No problem at all. So 6-3 with an RBI. Schaefer scores, and it's 6-4.
Right.
Here's Evan Corinne, who does represent the tying run and is one of the guys that does have the strength to put it out of here.
But the Hawks are down to their last out as well.
Yep.
So.
And that one gets away from the catcher, Blake, making no move to try for third there. May have had a chance, but why mess around in this situation? His run not being vital. He was pretty much stayed anchored to second base.
Yeah.
It is 1-0 to Corinne, though. And fouled off to the right. Strike one, 1-1.
Another foul all right to my 3-ball club, Hastings.
One to Corinne. Curveball at the knees for a strike. 1-2 to Corinne. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Miesville rallies in the top of the ninth for four runs to take down the Hawks 6-4. Hawks once again another good ball game between these two teams. Hawks within 3 outs of a victory, but just can't shut the door, Derek.
Yeah, and all good things must come to an end. But Miesville's obviously a very good team, and the Hawks showed they're not going anywhere.
Yep, talented opponent. We'll get another run at them down in Miesville. Obviously a great appearance once again for Ben Tegland. That shouldn't be forgotten in this.
That's true.
Blake Warner 4 for 5. So unfortunately in a losing effort, but yeah, some good things to be taken out of this game. Heading into the heart of the schedule. Tough outing for Jeske today, but he'll be back.
Yep,
he'll be back
Jeske
on the hill for his next start, and he'll be raring to go again. So that will be it here from Veterans Park in Hastings, Minnesota. Thanks to Hunter Pinky, our producer-director. I have been Johnny Stocker here with Derek Simon. Will Celine, Seth Essler, and Max Slocum are on the cameras, and Hunter Pinky was up here doing our graphics and replay. Thanks also to Bruce Karnick up here, Jim Zagoda doing the scoreboard, and everybody out there working concessions, doing all the work for us. We love you all. Have a good night, everybody.